There's still about a minute left in this game, but DeAndre Houston Carson just got a huge pick, and we're kneeling the football. We're in victory formation. The Bears are going to be 5-1. Does it feel good? It feels amazing. Should we be 5-1? Probably not. The offense is not good, but this defense, we need to have parades. There needs to be, when this Chicago Bears defense comes back to Chicago, there needs to be parades up and down the streets just thanking the defense. All of them deserve a raise because this defense has won us 5 games. There's no question about it that this defense has won us 5 games. Holy crap. I can't even remember. What was the last Bears game that I felt confident the whole game that we were going to come out with the win? Maybe the one versus the Cowboys last year. It's been a long time. I have not felt confident at every single point in all these games that we've won. But for some reason, we're 5-1. We're in victory formation right now. Foles is about to take another knee. There we go. There's 40 seconds left. But this game was a really good game just to win and get it out of the way. This game was rough for me because, set aside my diehard fandom for the Chicago Bears, my next favorite team, who I am still a very, very big fan of, is the Carolina Panthers. So it's kind of weird for me to cheer against the Panthers for a change, but it is what it is. You always got to stick with the Bears. They are my team, and we're 5-1, and it feels amazing. I just want to go over this game, some of the stats in this game, or everything, because this game was all over the place. Starting off with the quarterbacks, Nick Foles went 23 for 39, 198 yards for 1 touchdown. That was to Cole Kmet. I'm pretty sure that was in the first. I said Kmet weird there. I apologize. That was in the first drive of the whole game. We get the interception. It was Gibson who got the interception on the first drive, and that was amazing. We were able to give the offense the ball in great field possession, and then we go and score a touchdown on a 3rd down. I was scared there. First of all, that was the worst drive I've ever seen end up in a touchdown. 3rd down, or I think it was 2nd or 3rd down, we get the play clock all the way down to 1 second. Matt Nagy goes and calls a timeout. So we have a timeout. We get regrouped and everything. Then we go in and we get a delay of game. That might have been the worst coaching I have ever seen in a long, long time. That was so bad. That was so frustrating to watch. Thank goodness we were able to get the ball to Komet and score a touchdown on that drive, or else I would have lost it, and this game would have been a lot closer than what it is now. This game probably would have been tied because the Panthers would have gone for a field goal in those last seconds, and that they had the ball instead of having to go for 4th down and missing that, which DJ Moore almost came up with an amazing one-handed catch. This game would be completely different if he would have been able to hold that in. And then, so that was the touchdown. Awful drive, but we scored the touchdown. The one interception by Nick Foles, that was an absolutely brutal throw. We get a fumble from Mike Davis. We get the ball back, and then Nick Foles just goes and throws the ball right to, I forget who it was for the Panthers. Let me check. Give me a second. It was to Jeremy Chin. That's who it was. That ball was right to him. Easiest pick of his career, easily. He's never going to get a ball that nicely thrown to him again. That was just a really bad throw. Now going into the Bears rushing stats, Montgomery went 19 for 58. He did have did he not have? Oh yeah, that touchdown got called back. My bad. He did get initially ruled a touchdown, but then it was Nick Foles who went in and just rushed the ball in for 1 yard and was able to score the TD there. He went 3.1 average. Mike Davis had a good game except for that fumble. He only rushed for 52 yards. It was because he went up against the Bears' really good defense, but I wanted to keep Mike Davis last season. I'm a huge South Carolina Gamecocks fan, and this guy played for us back in the day, back when I started to first become a fan. Mike Davis was our running back. I knew this guy was good. I knew that if he just got the chance to play and everything, he'd be a really good running back, and he's been that for Carolina so far, but we did not give Mike Davis the chances that he deserved in Chicago last year, and if I think that we could have got him to stick around, you see what happened now that Tyreek Cohen's out. Montgomery's really the only back, which means he's the one who's constantly in there. If we could have had a duo with Montgomery and Davis, like we were marketing the 3-headed monster so much last year, and we didn't even use Davis. So that's something just from last year that I'm a bit frustrated about, that we did not hang on to Mike Davis, and we let him slip to the Panthers, who's now been a great backup to Christian McCaffrey ever since he's gone down. Receiving wise for the Bears, Allen Robinson, 5 receptions, 453 yards. Then you got Montgomery for 4 receptions, 39 yards. And the only guy to score a touchdown was Kmet, 2 receptions for 20 yards and 1 touchdown. Our offense, we take up time on the clock, but I think what's really frustrating for me about our offense is that we're just never able to take big shots downfield and just beat guys on verticals. I don't know if that's just a speed thing that we just don't have the guys to beat out the secondary of the other team. But it feels like we're always going for short plays and everything. Yeah, it does take time off the clock, but it's just really boring to watch. You keep seeing and so many failed conversions and everything, just bad throws and just constantly going through the same short yardage situations where we just can't convert, rushing for like 3 yards. We do not have big plays. Like, I want to see the Bears plays of 20 plus yards this season. It has to be one of the worst in the NFL because we just do not get many deep balls at all and just don't go for big plays. So that's something that I'd love to see more of these Bears offensive play calling, is just going for more gutsy and risky plays, because I feel like you're not going to win a football game when we start playing teams. If we start playing good teams, like if we get, I don't think we play the Chiefs this year, but if we get into the spot like a Super Bowl or something, when we have to start playing the best teams in the NFL, the teams with good offenses, you're going to have to score a lot more than 23 points, because as good as this Bears defense is, 23 points will not win you a football game against these teams, because these offenses we are in an age of football where offenses rule over everything. But the defense, though, our defense, you got to give it to them. We had 2 interceptions, 3 takeaways total. We had the 1 fumble recovery by Akeem Hicks was able to recover the fumble. We almost had a pick 6 for Eddie Jackson, but Kyle Fuller got to there too early and that got called back. That was really frustrating. And then we had that interception that was that falls through just after we got that fumble. We gave the ball right back to the Panthers. It was brutal there, but you know what? It is what it is. We got the win. The team played great. Roquan Smith led the team in tackles. I think we had 3 sacks or something like that. Who had the sacks? We had Khalil Mack with 1, Nichols with 1. I thought that he had a safety. That was the first drive of the game too. Just before the pick, he got him to the 1-yard line. I wanted Nagy to throw the challenge flag there. Let's start the game off with 2 points. Even if you fail, they throw a pick the next play. So I really would have liked to see him throw the challenge flag out there. And then you got Vaughters with half a sack, and then Mingo with half a sack. They shared 1 there. So 3 sacks on the day. Let's take a look at some of the team stats for the Bears. The third down efficiency for the Panthers was not good at all. The Bears were able to hold them to 23% on third down. That was amazing to see by the Bears defense. The Bears were 50% on third down for their offense. Not bad, not great either. You'd like to see that a bit better, especially when usually we have those in some short yard situations. Like, it's usually 3rd and 4s. We should be able to pick those up pretty easily. Penalties, the Bears go 10 for 92. There's one really bad, what was it? It was the offside call. The Panthers have like a 4th and 2, and you just know that they're trying to draw you off with the hard count. You saw it in the Alabama game yesterday. If you saw that, just bad penalties. You knew Georgia was not going to snap that ball, and they were just trying to go for the hard count. And I think it was Barmore jumps, and I'm just like, what are you doing? You know that they're just going for the hard count. Do not jump offside. And I think it was Akeem Hicks who jumped offside there, or Nichols jumped offside. That was a bad penalty. There's some pass interference calls that obviously we'd like to see cleaned up. Jalen Johnson had a couple pass interference calls. There's some kind of penalties. You'd like to see that cleaned up. But other than that, we win the turnover game, which we should expect to for the Bears. We lost in time of possession. The Panthers had the ball for longer than we did. It was only by 3 minutes, but usually you want the ball more in your hands than the other team's hands. So that's something that definitely got to look out for. Yards per play, the Panthers beat us 2 in that. Total yards, the Panthers beat us in that. The only thing that we wanted is like total plays, but that doesn't even mean something. The Panthers even had more first downs than us. There was just a lot that our defense did to be able to help us get us in good yardage situations for our offense and just get the ball back into our hands when we needed to. So shout out to the Chicago Bears defense. Thank you so much for watching this post-game show, guys. If you like the Bears, if you love the Bears as much as I do, please hit that subscribe button. I do these post-game shows every week. Hit that like button, comment anything about the Bears, and thank you for watching, and come back next time.